jQuery HTML manipulation, part 4, and this is how to remove elements. So removing elements or content. To remove elements and content, there are mainly two jQuery methods. These are the remove and the empty. Remove removes the selected element and its child elements, so including the element. Empty remove the child elements from the selected element. So the element itself will not be removed, but only the child elements. So that's the difference between remove and empty. So jQuery remove method. The jQuery remove method removes the selected elements and its child elements. So as an example, in this code, we have selected a division with an ID div1, and then we place here remove. So this again will remove the element and the child elements. So as an example, so let's first take a look at the body of the file, this HTML file. So we have a division with a height of 100, width of 300 px with border. So just to more or less show the area. That's why we place borders, we place a size, and then we place background color. And then inside the division, we have this text. Then we have two paragraphs. So that is inside the division. Okay, so there's a text and two paragraphs inside the division. And then at the bottom, we have here a button. So remove the div element. So if we click on this button, here is our jQuery code. So if we click on the button, it says here that we're going to remove div1, the element with an ID of div1. So we're going to remove this element. So here is how will the program appear. So originally we have this division. So we place a border, we place a background color, and we place a size. So here is a text and two paragraphs here. So if we click on this button, this will remove everything. So the result will be something like this. So output after clicking button. So we just have the remove div element button left. Now we have also the jQuery empty method. The jQuery empty method removes the child elements of the selected elements. So here we have div, the ID div dot empty. So instead of remove, we use empty. So as an example, again we have the division. The same is true with the previous one. We have a text and two paragraphs. Then button, empty the division element. So we have now the jQuery to click this button. So we this click event will be fired if we click on the button. So what will this do is to empty the division. So again, how is this different? It will only remove the child elements but not the division itself. But in remove, it will also remove the division. So let's see how that will look. So here we have here our division. We have the text and two paragraphs. Of course, the division is colored yellow. So once we click on this button, the output after clicking, the division is still there, but the elements inside, or the child elements inside this division, is no longer here. So we can also filter the elements to be removed. The jQuery remove method also accepts one parameter, which allows you to filter the element to be removed. The parameter can be any of the jQuery selector syntaxes. So here, it says here that p.remove test. So that means we're going to remove all paragraphs with the class test. So the class name should be test. But here, remove, so this is our selector. So if we have comma, that means it is a group selector. So it will remove all class with test and with demo classes. So this is our selector. So as an example, we have here a paragraph 3 paragraphs actually, and 2 paragraphs with the class test. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 paragraph and 2 paragraphs with the class test. And then we have here a button to remove all p elements with class equals test. So once we click this button, we have here now our jQuery code. So button.click function. So what will happen if we click on the button? It says here we're going to remove all paragraphs, but only those with test classes. So what will be the output? So original output, this is a paragraph, this is another paragraph, and the 2 paragraphs with class test was colored red so that we can identify the paragraphs. So once we click on this button, so the output will be the 2 paragraphs colored red was already removed, and this is the only paragraph that is left. So that's the code, and let's try to create a simple demo, live demo. So let's try here. Or let's try to create a division rather. So let's say div1. So it's an ID division. Background color. Light blue. Border 2px. Solid black. Width, let's say 400px. Height is 300px. So that's our style, and we have here a division with an ID equal to div1 slash div. So let's try first to look at the output. So we save, and then we run the program. So that's our output. We have here the division. I want to place some margin, so let me place this division inside. So div class equals container, so that we want to have some sort of margin slash div. So once we refresh, that's our container, or that's our division. So let's try to place text inside. This is some text, and or let's also have that as a paragraph. Where's my letter P? Let's try to do something like this. Let's first take a look at the output. So where's our browser? So there. So let's try to format our paragraphs. Font size. Let's say 16 points. And then test color red, demo color blue. Okay, so let's try to refresh. So these are our paragraphs. So this is another paragraph. So what if we have a code to remove these two, or all of the elements first? So let's have here a button. So here in our jQuery, so button dot click, function open close, curly brace, curly close. So what we're going to do is to remove the whole division, including the division itself. So we're going to place here the ID division1 dot remove. Okay, so once we click on this button, this event will be triggered. So the click event, and this function will be executed by the code, by the program. So the division1 will be removed. So let's try to refresh. Here's my button. So it removes the whole element. Let's place here a BR. Okay. Wait. I want to place this inside my container. So with this time around, remove all the elements, remove content. Of div1. It's that. So save. So how do we do that? So instead of remove, we just use empty. So once we refresh, so here's our division. If I click on this, so the division is still there, but all of the child elements will be removed. Okay, so that ends my demo, and so thank you for viewing this demo, and wait for the part 5 of this jQuery HTML manipulation demo. Thank you very much.